Every time I go to start a video, it's like my neighbors upstairs know and they start making noise. Right now I think they're vacuuming or something. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's like they're quiet all day, and then the moment I start filming, the noise starts. What the hell? Hello my friends, Daniel Midson-Short here, and in today's video I want to talk about something that has been on my mind for quite a while, but I've always been reluctant to record a video about it because I don't want to come across as one of those kind of curmudgeonly, old, annoying people who sort of sound like they're complaining or, oh, things aren't the way they used to be when I was a kid or whatever. It's not about that, it's just something that has been on my mind and I wanted to share with you. So the topic for today's video is too much entertainment is bad for you. And here's why. I have been thinking about this for a long time. I've actually spoken about this in a lot of different speeches I've done. It was part of the TEDx that I did several years ago. And it's a topic that's very close to my heart, this idea of how entertainment in our lives, even though it's something that's enjoyable, it isn't really fulfilling. And it actually has sort of an adverse effect the more entertainment that you consume. Now, I understand that I am not a media expert. I'm not someone who has spent years and years doing surveys and studies of how people consume media, but I am a human being just like you, and I have experienced what it's like overdosing on entertainment and then also taking it out of my life and seeing how I feel. And I want to talk about that in today's video and some ways that it can change your life if you decide to change the way that you consume entertainment. I want to start off by talking about the habits and routines that are part of our everyday lives in the modern world. Now, most of us typically follow some sort of pattern similar to this. We sleep, we wake up, we go to work, we come home from work, we do some chores and things around the house that we need to do, and then once that's all done, we settle into a night of entertainment. The rest of our free time is spent exploring worlds that have been created by other people that actually we're much more interested in than our own lives. Now, this entertainment can be through many different mediums. It can be TV and movies, it can be video games, social media, books, podcasts, whatever it is. There's all these different mediums that we use to have entertainment we consume, but what we essentially do is lose ourselves and who we are in another person's world. And for a little while, we feel like we're part of this virtual experience. Our senses and our emotions get involved and we feel entertained. We feel like we're fulfilled for that short amount of time. Now, for some of us, we do this 1 to 2 hours a day. Some of us do this 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. I know I've definitely been guilty of that myself. But the reality is that most of us spend a certain amount of our day consuming media and entertainment as part of our everyday lives. Now, from prehistoric times up until about a century ago, there weren't really a lot of options for entertainment. We could sit around the campfire telling stories to each other, kids would run around and play games that they made up, but we didn't have that many choices when it came to entertainment. Whereas today, it's the reverse. Today, we have a multitude of options, from streaming TV services and movies, to video games, to books, music, you name it, as well as social media. All of it is designed to keep our attention constantly and to keep us entertained at some level. Now, I don't know about you, but I have noticed that after I consume a little bit of entertainment, I feel satisfied. But if I keep consuming, say I binge watch or I play a video game for a long time or whatever it is, I find that I almost come away feeling unfulfilled and overwhelmed. And that's why I believe that too much entertainment is bad for you. Another big problem that I've noticed with too much entertainment is that if you consume a lot of media or entertainment, it starts to make you feel passive in your life. You're not in a mode of creating or thinking creatively in your life anymore because you're consuming other people's creativity and you're taking in what they're delivering to you. This starts to kind of shut down the creative part of your brain and makes you want to just consume and not actually put things out into the world. And I have learned over many years that the best way to get ahead in your life is to be creative, is to go out and find ways to be generative and to improve the world in some way, whether it is through something you do creatively, which is a form of art, or it's through business, or it's through charity, whatever it is. Being a creative person means putting something out into the world that you create. And unfortunately, I think what starts to happen when we consume too much entertainment of any type, it starts to dull our senses for creativity. We just don't think in a way where we think we're able to go out and do these things for ourselves. Now, I understand that there are movies and books and podcasts and things like that that can be very inspiring. I mean, this video is an attempt to inspire you to do something different in your life. So there is media out there that can help you in that way. But generally speaking, I'm talking about media media that is just created to entertain, you know, whether it's movies, TV shows, video games, whatever it is. There's a time and a place for them, but too much of them dulls your senses and reduces your ability to be creative. So if you've watched this far in the video, you're probably thinking, okay, dude, so what? Do I cancel my Netflix? I sell my PlayStation? You know, I get rid of my phone? What do I do to get rid of this menace of entertainment? I'm not saying completely get rid of it in your life. What I'm saying is be aware of the way it makes you feel when you overconsume media and entertainment, how it makes you feel overwhelmed and also passive in your life, and it reduces the desire to be creative. Now, I believe that the best way to overcome this experience is not just to get rid of it, but to replace it with different things. And the first thing that I've learned that's helped me a great deal is to seek out more novel experiences. You know, very often our lives get into a routine, it gets stayed, it gets boring, especially in these times of lockdown. It's very, very hard to have anything new come into our lives. I get that. But when this lockdown is over, I would highly recommend, if you can, even now in small doses, seeking out novel experiences, going to new places, seeking out new areas in your neighborhood, you know, trying to meet new people, doing new things. And what you will find is that that will start to raise your level of variety and interest in the real world, and you won't need as much entertainment. I had this experience for myself several years ago when I traveled to Europe for the first time. I did a 20-day tour around all the major cities of Europe. It was a very cliched thing to do in your mid-20s, but what I decided to do was hit all the different cities, and I was on a tour with a bunch of different people, so I met new people, I was experiencing all these new cities and environments every single day. And what happened was, every day I would get back to the hotel, I'd be exhausted, but I'd be completely fulfilled. I'd crash out of sleep and I'd wake up excited to go out the next day to see what was going to happen. Not once during that entire trip did I desire to turn on a television, watch a movie, read a book, or even go on social media very much, because I was so fulfilled by the new novel experiences that were happening to me that I didn't have the desire to fall into other people's worlds and to be entertained. I was actually already entertained by the novelty around me. And so that's why I suggest, in small ways if you can, explore the world around you and find ways to have new experiences. The second tactic that has helped me is to do something creative. Now, over the past couple of months during lockdown, I've been teaching myself how to learn guitar. I've also had a friend helping me. We've been playing every couple of weeks together, and it's been an amazing experience. For most of my life, I was a huge consumer of music. I love listening to different albums. I get super into different musicians and different styles of music, but I never learned to play music. I never was involved in the creativity of it until one day in lockdown, I thought, you know what? I want to try this. So I went out and I bought a guitar, and I've been teaching myself slowly. Very badly, but I'm getting there. And what I've discovered is that creativity is starting to bubble up inside of me. I have less desire to actually listen to music. I would prefer to want to play it. And it's the same. Rather than watch TV shows or play video games, I'd rather practice guitar and learn to do something creative, because there's a special kind of joy when the creativity is coming out of me. And it's the same in your life. There's probably something that you've wanted to do for a long time. Maybe it's writing, maybe it's something to do with a business, maybe it's something where you want to help other people. There's something in your life where you want to do something that's creative. It doesn't necessarily have to be artistic. It just has to be generative in some way. I guarantee you, if you get involved in that just a couple of days a week, a couple of hours a week, it doesn't matter, what you'll find is that your desire for entertainment will start to lower, because you don't feel as bored or as listless in your own life. You're actually creating. You've broken the pattern of being passive. And that's really important when it comes to the way we live our lives today, especially in this lockdown period, because the more passive we become, the less we can have an impact on the world. And if you're a follower of this channel, if you're an actualizer type personality like me, you know that being passive and not being able to grow and develop yourself, it's almost a death sentence. You can't stand it. You can't live your life that way. So I would suggest for you those two things. Seek novel experiences, number one, and number two, find something creative that you can do that will really impact and give you that sense of joy and learning and development in your own life. So my friend, to finish this video, I want to say that entertainment is not some evil entity. It's not out there to kind of destroy our society or make us into zombies. But the fact is that too much entertainment is bad, because it can overwhelm you in your life, and it can also make you passive and reduce your ability to be creative, which is not something that anyone wants to do in their life. So I would say that entertainment is like anything else in our life. Use it when you want to, enjoy it while you're experiencing it, but don't let it replace reality. Get out there and seek novel experiences, find things to be creative with, and I promise you, your life will be much richer for it. My name is Daniel Midson-Short. Please leave a like below this video. video and comment to share your experiences with entertainment and how it's impacted your life. And if you'd like to stay connected to this community, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you with us. As always, thank you for watching and thank you for improving yourself.